share the screen. So can you guys see the screen sharing?
No, we can't see the screen.
It's looking very janky right now. I ain't gonna hold you. The information is good. It's just that she has some difficulties and she's looking crazy in the face.
Make sure you left the meeting on the other device you was using, because that may be the one that has the host.
Yes, ma'am. I just did. All right, cool. Now it's on those. Okay. Wow, I've never had this many technical difficulties with my webinars.
It's showing.
Okay, cool. All right, so basically what I was saying was there's two different things you have to worry about when it comes to your goals of when you're acquiring your unit, rather, and that's the seed. Those of us who live like in cold places, so like Utah, Salt Lake City, Aspen, Colorado, places where it snows and you know that you have like different snow activities, those kind of snow activities are seasons. So that's what I mean by season. So nobody's like, oh, I'm going to go to Salt Lake City, Utah for the summer. Most people are for the season. Places like Miami and LA,
it's cutting off again, Alexia.
Always traveling there. I don't really see. Hey, did you hold on? All right, is it still cutting out?
No, not right now.
Okay, just let me know when it's cutting out.
Let's go through the PowerPoint.
Like LA and Miami, like I was saying, I use those too often because it's just it's just two of those places where I know people are always traveling to. Okay, so just think about the demand for whatever city you're in, and if your city has a season. So when it comes to time commitment. So what you have to understand is you don't just list your unit, guys, and then the money starts to come in. You gotta make sure that you set your listing up the way it's supposed to be set up. It takes time to.
It's okay, like they ain't got 2 extra seats there. We could have sat at our own table with no gratuity.
In the chat, you have to mute yourself. Okay. So it takes time to communicate with guests, guys, and to check in and check out. It takes time and effort basically to get great reviews. And that comes with time commitment. So a lot of my clients who do property management, they do property management because they don't have the time. They're not able to commit to as much time as they need to their property or to their unit. So they go with property management. So you just got to set the right expectations when you're coming into the business. Hey, do I got time for this? Or is my 9 to 5, is it going to allow me to allow my guests to check in at 3 p.m.? You just got to ask yourself those kind of questions when you're starting the business. Okay. All right, so tips for starting out. So just say you get your property, right? The 2 main contact points for your listing is your listing title and your main photo. So when people are looking to travel to places, the first thing that they put in is the city that they're going to. And when I talk about algorithm, you guys hear me talk about the algorithm often on my Instagram. I talk about that because there's competition that you have. There's 50 other people, 100 other people, 200 other people you're in competition with when it comes to your listing on Airbnb. There's not just your listing. You have other listings that you have to compete with. So the 2 main contact points for your listing is your listing title and your main contact photo. And those are the 2 things people see when they first look at your listing. Those are the first 2 things they see. So as you're scrolling down on your profile, as you're scrolling down on your throughout the algorithm and through the pages of Airbnb, the first thing people are going to see is your contact photo and your listing title. All right, so those 2 things have to be on point. That's why I stress so much professional photography. All right, so a lot of people go wrong just thinking they can publish it and then that's enough and people will book. The more clicks you get on your listing, the higher you also appear in the algorithm. All right, so make sure you guys write that down. The more clicks you get, so you have to think about what will make me get more clicks than this person. If that means you need to go check out the competition on Airbnb and look at other people's listing to see what can make yours different or what can set yours aside from theirs, then do that. All right. So
they got a whole night going on. You smell good.
Okay, so look, somebody keeps coming off mute, and it's kind of disrupting the webinar. I know it's Sunday and we're all with our families, but can we just be careful with the muting? All right, guys. All right, so professional pictures to attract your guests. So I just stated professional photos are a must. You want to get a professional real estate photographer when you are getting into the business. And I'm going to show you guys just what I mean. So on the right is a picture that I took personally. On the left is a picture that a real estate photographer took. This is the same exact room with a different bed. All right, it's the same exact apartment with a different bed, different decor, and all of that. The bathroom, you can't really see it because it's over to the left. But me and the photographer were standing in the same exact room when this photo was taken. All right, when the two separate pictures were taken. So you can tell the difference. Most people, when they're looking on Airbnb, when they look at these two contact photos, they're gonna click the one on the left. They're gonna click the one with the yellow bedding. The one on the right, it looks terrible. So this is what I mean by making sure that you get professional photography for your listing. It really makes a huge difference throughout all the photos on your listing, not just your main contact photo, all of your photos. You want your branding to be what it needs to be. Just like here in this picture, the one on the right, you can see that it looks a little bit more brighter. It makes you want to book that one more than the one on the left. All right, so the way that your pictures look, don't try to take pictures on your iPhone. Don't try to get pictures on your iPad or your computer. It's just best to hire a real estate photographer. Typically, across the board, they run $150 to $200, depending on which city you're in. I know a lot of them in Atlanta are $200. I've had some in Miami, they were $150. West Palm Beach, $150. So it's different. It's different in different cities, okay? If you guys are outside of Atlanta, you need help finding a real estate photographer, just DM me or email me or something, and I can help you find a real estate photographer. They're everywhere. Here are a few photo editing apps that I use. So you want to make your place look as comfortable as possible. So just make sure that when you guys are getting your pictures taken, that everything looks clean and neat. That is the goal. Your pictures, I cannot stress it enough. Your pictures are extremely important. Okay. My favorite app to use when it comes to editing photos is Adobe Lightroom. Adobe Lightroom actually makes the pictures look really, really great. Believe it or not, Instagram has some really great apps as well. Some really great filters as well. I'm sorry. Afterlight is good. All of these are good, but my favorite is Adobe Lightroom. So you guys will take some of these apps down and try them. Even if you use them on your regular pictures before you even get your Airbnb photos, just test them out. Okay. All right. So when we talk about ad titles, so first off, you do not want to include the name of your city in your title. So what Airbnb does is Airbnb gives you a certain amount of characters. I believe it's 50 characters in order to list your title, to do your title. What you don't want to do is you don't want to be redundant, okay? So when people are coming to whatever city they're traveling to, they already know where they're coming to. And that's the first thing they put in on Airbnb. They put Atlanta, or they'll put Chicago, or they'll put Houston. So there's no need for you to have Atlanta's beautiful apartment. People already know they're coming to Atlanta. So you don't need to tell them that they're coming to Atlanta. They already know. You want to make the other characters useful in whatever advantages your listing might have. All right. So you want to avoid rooms like apartment, room, studio. You don't want to put those words in your listing title. Just avoid those. Think about the main advantages of your listing. Is it near water? Is it oceanfront? Is it an ocean view? Is it city views? What floor is it on? Is it a luxury unit? Okay. Is it cozy? Ask yourself what brings travelers to your area. I know some of us might get units near stadiums, like maybe near the Braves Stadium or near the Georgia Dome. That's for here in Atlanta. Or maybe in LA, I know y'all have is it the Dodger Stadium? You guys get where I'm going. So just think about the main advantages to your listing, okay? So here are a few titles too. So you got Spacious Sunny City Center, Sea View Cozy Loft, Oceanfront Luxury of 30th floor views. Those are a few titles that I've come up with, just giving you guys a broad idea of what I mean by having your listing title making it appealing to your guests that are looking at your listing. All right. So that goes for whatever city you're in. Just make sure that you look at, think about the main advantages of what your listing brings to these guests that makes it different from the other 1,000 Airbnbs that they might see or might look at. So, adding a star to the front of your listing title. So, I'm gonna share nature. I'm gonna share my Google.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. All right, so Google. So I go to Starglyphs. I type Starglyph in Google, right? And I click the one that says Wikipedia. And Wikipedia pretty much brings up all of these stars that you can add to your listing title. Okay, so all you have to do is like highlight it and then press copy. And then you can add it to the front of your listing. So what these stars do is, a lot of people do not know this. So when you add this star to the front of your listing, it looks completely different from other listings that do not have it. People are gonna see it. It's like boom, it's a star. Or whichever one you decide to use, whether it's this big bright star, whether it's a black star, this purple one, whichever one you decide to use. So that's just a little tip that I like to give my students to help your listing be set aside from others. Okay. All right, so your listing. So here are a few tips. So people wonder how I can charge, what I charge a night per night. So just tips for making your guests comfortable. Getting takeout menus for the surrounding restaurants in your area. Providing snacks, maybe like two for each reservation, maybe like 2 bags of cheeses or 2 bags of little peanuts or some planters or some pretzels. If you want to leave Nutri-Grain bars, whatever. Leaving just some kind of snacks for your guests when they check in. Something that I'm also big on is a bottle of wine and a thank you note. So my property manager leaves a thank you note to each guest for each reservation. So if Alexis was checking in, it'll say, "Welcome, Alexis. Thanks for staying. I hope you enjoy your stay." Something like that. Okay. It doesn't really have to be no detail. I just like to leave the guest name in the note just so they'll know that it was personally made for them. These are the kind of things that I use, guys, to upcharge on my listing price. Even when it comes to a coffee maker, make sure that you guys, it doesn't have to be the brand Keurig, but it needs to be one of those coffee makers that can accept a K-pod, not the ones that you put the coffee beans in at the top and it takes 20 minutes through. The K-pods literally take like 5 or 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes. They take like 5 minutes to give you your cup of coffee or your hot water for your tea. All right. So I strongly suggest coffee makers, don't go get one of those Owens. Even massage business cards. So I know due to COVID, a lot of people have been winged away from that. So I'm not going to really suggest that, but it's still a really, really great idea, especially when the world opens back up. Q-tips and cotton balls, essentials. It might not sound like it, but people need that. I mentioned the thank you note. Be sure, y'all, be sure to leave your guests towels and rags. That is a huge must. You gotta leave a towel, you gotta leave some towels and rags. You guys see me handle linen on a daily basis. Linen is extremely important to the business. One thing that I do suggest is white linen. That is my personal preference. I think it's luxury, even in the hotels. That's what you see. All right, is the white linen. So that is something that I strongly suggest. I just don't think pink towels and brown towels and black green towels look. I don't think it looks appealing. Okay. Okay, so the max amount of towels. Somebody said how many stars to put. You can put how many ever stars you want to put. Don't be excessive with the stars. Okay. I only normally do 2. I'll do one at the beginning and one at the end. I don't like just put stars throughout the listing. I just keep it really classy.
It's breaking up.
It's breaking up. Yeah, I just seen it say it was doing so good.
It's good again.
All right, hold on, Nature. It's Wi-Fi. Hold on, I'm about to switch Wi-Fi.
It is. You don't got no friends over there with an accent, no with a European accent you can use, something like Maybach music. Yeah.
All right, y'all. So I just switched Wi-Fi. It shouldn't go out no more. So I'm gonna continue. All right. Let me know if you guys can't hear me at any point in time. All right. So when it comes to the maximum amount of towels, I don't have a max amount that I say. What I do is for typical reservations, I'll leave 2 towels, four hand rags, 1 hand towel, and then that's it. So I'll do two large towels, 1 hand towel, and then 4 washcloths. And that's typical for 2 guests staying for like a night. All right, or 2. That's average. If you do get guests that stay longer, then you can kind of choose however you like to do it when it comes to how many towels you want to leave. That'll be on you. Another thing that I do suggest is leaving plates, glasses, wine glasses, utensils, pots, and silverware. So just basically stuff for them to cook. All right. So I've seen a host who she specifically stated on her listing that she didn't provide pots and stuff, and someone wanted to cook, and I'm assuming they didn't read her listing description, and they ended up leaving her a 1-star review anyway because she did not provide those things. So I just suggest just providing it just to keep the headache away. You don't have to go get a Martha Stewart pot set, y'all. You can just go get like a little mini pot set from At Home or something, or some pots from wherever. Dollar General, if you choose $15, $20 pot set, it doesn't have to be like one that you would put in your own home. All right, so just don't think that. It doesn't have to be expensive like that. Where do you get white linen? I actually don't get it in bulk. I get my stuff from Target. A lot of people tell me about like different places who sell it in wholesale, but I use white linen every day. When I buy the cheap linen, it just goes so quickly. So I would prefer just buying it and like buying a lot of it in good quality versus just going to buying a $1 rag or a $2 rag because it's cheap. I found that those rags get messed up really fast, and I'll still have to throw them away or exchange them by the week. So when I buy my Target stuff, like it lasts me. All right. So I don't have anywhere that I get it in bulk from at all. Okay. So towels, I said 2. I said 2 towels. And I said 2 towels, 4 hand rags, and 1 hand towel. I got it. So 2 towels, 2 large towels, 1 hand towel, and 4 washcloths. Do your cleaning staff come and clean weekly or bi-weekly? It depends on how long. So for a 2-week stay, they will clean 1 time, and then for a month stay, they will clean twice. I don't really do stays over 30 days. I don't really like those. Okay. Do you wash the guest dishes, or does your cleaning staff do that? We don't tell them they have to, but honestly, a lot of the guests that I do have, they will they will wash their own dishes before they leave. Okay. Towels basically depend on the number of guests. So you will have to keep up with that with your reservations. You have to keep up with how many guests are going to be staying and for how long. If you have a guest who stays for 5 nights, you might want to provide them with at least 4 to 5 towels. Okay, at least 2 to 3 hand towels and at least like 8 to 10 rags, which is washcloths. So you got to keep up with that, and that's what I mean by time commitment, y'all, or just managing the property altogether. All right, I'm going to move on. All right, so this is talking about the algorithm. So let's go to it. So I'm not going to go into this article in detail because it's really, really detailed, but you guys will get it. You guys will get it with the recording. So pretty much it says, I'm going to read the first three bullet points. So it says the exact list of features we consider is confidential, but here are the basic categories. So basically what Airbnb is saying is they do not provide hosts with the exact recipe on how to appear in the algorithm. Algorithm is called an algorithm for a reason. If they provided exactly what to do to get in the algorithm, everybody will be in the algorithm. So they don't tell you exactly what they need you to do in order to appear. They consider it confidential, but basic categories, they say your guest needs. So they review factors related to the guest, including where they're searching from, what their previous trip looked like, maybe some of the things that they may have booked in their last place. So the places that they're trying to book moving forward will appear. And which listings they've added to their wish list or clicked on. Remember, I told y'all the more clicks you get, the higher you will appear in the algorithm. All right. Listing details. They consider things like the number of 5-star reviews you have. Your reviews are extremely important. Besides housekeeping, your reviews are next in line. Besides your unit staying as clean as it needs to be, your reviews are next. Okay. Your price. So when they talk about price, they're saying if your unit is if units around you are 120, but you at 220 or 230, that's an issue. Especially listings that are similar, that's a problem. Okay, so you got to be careful with the price that you set. Your listing might be the best listing in the town. It might look amazing, but what you have to do when it comes to your pricing is start low in order for you to get as many 5-star reviews as you can get before you can up your price. So I might start at 99 with most of my 1-bed, 1-baths, and then I might jump up to 120 after I hit my 5th or 6th 5-star review. Okay, so just keep your price in mind. I know a lot of us want to charge more per night to make more money, but that's just not how it works. You got to stay within the algorithm. You want to be seen. Okay, there's no need of having a higher price and nobody sees you. All right, so location of the listing, which is important, very, very important. Where's your listing located? If Instant Book is turned on, Instant Book is basically, they can instantly book. They don't have to send a request for you to approve or decline it. They can instantly book your unit if they meet all of your requirements. Okay, how quickly the host responds to the request. That's a huge thing. So your response rate goes into your algorithm. The quicker you respond to your guests that are inquiring about your unit, the higher you will appear in the algorithm. So the lower, so the when you appear lower in the algorithm, it's because you're not responding in a timely manner. And it just shows Airbnb, like, is this person even a serious host? They're not even responding to the guests in a timely manner. Okay. And they just say many other factors. So let's go to trip details. So we know how many guests will be traveling, how long the trip will be, and how far in the future the trip is. If they have a set minimum or maximum price, and a variety of other factors. So you know how they keep using the other factors. So people ask me all the time, like, how do I bring the algorithm? And I can't give them A, B, C, or A through Z because Airbnb doesn't give it to me. Okay, I just know I follow these 3 things that they say, the basic categories. These are going to be really, really important when it comes to you guys appearing in an algorithm, okay? I had someone stay at my Airbnb and violate my no pet rule. That's your personal preference, Mario. It just depends on like how they would have left the unit. I don't do pets either, but if you work out the review and they leave you a 5-star review, then if they didn't damage your unit, then go for it. Yes, you can set notifications, Tiffany, for Airbnb. Just like you can set notifications for your messages in your phone, you can set post notifications for Airbnb. So you will actually get your communication instantly from your guests. You're not having to wait to see it, or, oh, I didn't see it. It automatically comes to your phone if you have your post notifications on. So boom, the Airbnb app right here. So with the Airbnb app, like I just said, you can answer all of your requests within 5 minutes. Actually, you can do it instantly. So my property manager, like, she literally walks around with her phone all day. She has her phone in her hand all day. So like I said, when it comes to time commitment, you got to think about if you do work a 9 to 5 and you're not able to be on your phone, how often will you be able to talk to your guests? How often will you be able to communicate with them about the questions that they might be inquiring about? Excuse me. So again, time commitment, right? So we're gonna go into critical mistakes. We're almost done, y'all. So how do you go about getting multiple units in your name? So monitoring my business, Vanessa? If you guys are thinking about starting in your name, honestly, I know in some states, applying for a place is a hard inquiry. In some places, it's not. But the apartments do not go on your credit unless you have an eviction or you leave a balance. So I say that to say you can get multiple properties in your name as long as you're not leaving balances or getting. Okay. All right. So avoiding critical mistakes, y'all. These are just Airbnb worst practices, things you want to. Oh, I'm cutting out, Asia.
You're okay. You're fine.
All right. So critical mistakes you guys just do not want to make. Alexis, can you hear me okay? So we just talked about this.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Not answering Airbnb inquiries will reduce your listing number and make you seem like an unreliable host. Okay? Huge no-no. They say not answering within an hour, but really, like you want to answer within 5 minutes. Just ask yourself, are you a serious host? Because your reviews will tell, and your superhost status will tell, and you appearing in the algorithm. People booking your unit, it'll show. So these same rules apply for listing on booking.com or VRBO. Not necessarily, Megan. I know those algorithms are a bit different. I don't research those heavy. I'm just really, I research Airbnb heavy. I'm not really sure about those. Do you list your unit on multiple sites other than? Yep, I do. I do list on VRBO. I do list on booking.com, HomeAway. I do list on those, but my main platform is Airbnb. All right, we're gonna go to the next one. So not being available in case of a problem. So things happen. You got guests who are not able to get into the unit. You might have a guest who's not able to connect to Wi-Fi because maybe something may have happened with the Wi-Fi. You have guests who maybe they have to leave. Maybe there was an emergency. Maybe there was a shooting outside. There's all kind of things that happen across these units, y'all. You just want to make sure this person that's coming in town is staying in your personal place, okay? So you got to make sure that you're available in case of a problem. I don't know what the problem might be. There's a lot of crazy issues I've ran across. It might be a bug in the unit and the guests don't want to leave. All kind of crazy stuff. Pregnant people, it gets crazy. So you just want to make sure that you're available in case your guest in your unit has an issue. So your phone literally needs to stay on your hip. Okay. How do you bounce back if you make one of these mistakes? It's just about your reviews. So when it comes to you not responding on time, it's not more so of a mistake. When you appear lower in the algorithm, it's because you continuously not responding on time. At that point, when you continuously keep doing something, it's not a mistake, it's a decision. So if you keep not being available in case of a problem, that's a decision that you chose to make. Okay. If you keep not leaving or not communicating with your guests or not leaving travel amenities for your guests, that's a decision that you chose to make. So if you do it one time, Latoya, you can bounce back, or do it twice, you can bounce back. But if you continue to do it as a host, it's almost like there's no bouncing back. How do you manage bookings across platforms? Just keeping my notifications on for each. Well, I have a property manager, number one, but just keeping your notifications on for each app. Okay. And so you'll get a notification whenever somebody books through VRBO. You'll get one when someone books through Airbnb, etc. I missed your answer about getting multiple properties. It was cutting out. So about getting multiple properties, I just said that when you are acquiring apartments or homes, they only appear on your credit if you decide not to pay it, or if you get evicted or if you leave a balance. It's only an inquiry when you're applying. But as far as it appearing like this particular apartment, it will only appear if you get evicted or if you leave a balance at that place. So preventing double booking, you have to sync your calendars. You have to make sure that you import one calendar to the other and export it as well for both. You got to export and import both calendars to prevent double booking. if you're on the Airbnb app, it's up under your availability tab. That is how you sync your calendars. All right, so let's move on. Not communicating with your guests clearly, okay? So this goes back to not being available in case of a problem. It's still communicating. So Mario asked earlier about, he said someone got evicted because they didn't communicate. Basically, they didn't communicate properly. Even if they did not make it known enough not to do what the house rules stated, which was not to go, not to drop off the keys somewhere. So if your guests don't know where to check in at, where to meet you at, where to check out, where to leave the key, or how to access the Wi-Fi, or if they have to work and they need the Wi-Fi and you're not available to give it to them because you don't have it on the app per se, that's going to be an issue. So not communicating with your guests clearly can be a problem. You want to make sure that your guests have everything they need when they're coming in town. You want to make sure that everything is explicitly laid out for them and that they're ready to just have a comfortable stay. They shouldn't have to keep blowing you up. If a guest keeps calling you about something, either they might be a worrisome guest or you did not communicate properly. Okay. How long did it take you to get your first booking? That was a while ago. Actually, I honestly don't remember. But with my clients that I list now, my clients get booked within the first 24 hours, literally. They get booked within the first 24 hours. Do you provide Wi-Fi? Yes. So I do provide Wi-Fi, but I don't do cable. So for the TVs, I just get a smart TV and I'll put a Fire Stick on it, and I definitely do provide Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a must in every single unit. Wi-Fi is a must. Everybody wants internet. Everybody wants internet.
So with the smart TVs, are you providing Netflix, YouTube TV? What are you providing with it?
Whatever you will have to see different smart TVs provide different apps. So whatever you want to provide on your in your listing is up to you. It depends on which smart TV you want to choose. You see what I'm saying? So I know some TVs don't come with YouTube. Some smart TVs don't come with YouTube TV. Some do. So if you know that you want to have YouTube TV on your smart TV, then you need to buy a TV that includes that app. Most have Netflix. Somebody say something?
Oh yes. So with the TV and all the furniture, when you buy it, those you can put those under insurance, correct?
You can put them under insurance if it gets damaged.
Yeah, say like one of those instances you was mentioning earlier of like a crazy guest wild out and was breaking stuff in the unit. That the TV will be covered under insurance and couches and stuff like that.
No, you will file a claim through Airbnb, and yes, it will be covered through your insurance. Yep.
Okay.
Insurance. Yep. Okay. So, do you recommend speed recommendation on Wi-Fi? I don't have a preference on that, Alexis. That's totally up to you. That comes to personal things. I'm not going to be like, yeah, get the highest speed internet. It's up to you, Alexis. Just make sure that you have Wi-Fi.
So do you have the same company? So like say if you use Spectrum, do you keep like it all under one account and just use Spectrum for every unit?
So no, so you can't do it like that. So certain places, they have their own network provider. So some places provide Google Fiber, some provide only Xfinity, some provide both. So you will have to see whichever place that you decide to go to, if it provides whichever one you already use it for your own personal home, probably. You got to see whatever the service provider is.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. Oh yeah, AT&T too. AT&T.
Yeah, I know that you said that with your clients, they're able to get booked within the first 24 hours.
Yes.
Now, does that apply to any beginner when they first list?
Yeah. So if you list your unit properly, if you follow the steps that I said, and you don't get booked in 24 hours, and you miss something.
Oh, okay.
You missed something. So with my course, literally, I have a whole entire segment in my course on how to list to appear within the first 24 hours. So I'm not going to say appear within the first 24 hours, but the same exact thing that I do for my clients is the same exact thing that I show my guests, that I show my students in my course. The same exact thing to the T. And all of my clients get booked within 24 hours. I have yet to list a client that did not get booked within 24 hours.
Yeah, that's impressive. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so do you recommend using a CPN? I'm not going to get into that, Joshua. that is like you have to see which places provide that. Will allow you to do it. But I'm not gonna kind of be like, yeah, I suggest you guys don't use your social. I'm not gonna say that. Okay, let me move forward. How do you go about having Wi-Fi for so many units using one company? So again, actually, it doesn't have to be one. It might not be one company because all of these places might provide different service providers for each property. So I doubt if it's the same company. Highly doubt it. If the unit has a
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
I know you had mentioned this earlier, but I'm still kind of confused on it. So, with a lot of apartments here in Charlotte or condos, they don't allow you to do it. The business credit, like you said, it has to be 2 years of the Dunn's credit or whatever, the business credit for 2 years. So when starting out, you do have to use your personal one, but in order for you to build your credit, your business credit one, so how does that work again? Like as far as you put it in your name, or you put it in your business name. So I'm still confused on how you what you were saying about that.
So what I'm saying is when you are starting with your personal, right, you need to set up your LLC and your business to show that you have income from your rental going into that business. Then remember I mentioned Herman. So Herman is who will help you build your business credit. When it comes to building your business credit, that's the part that I'm not an expert in. When it comes to building, I had to pay someone to do that. I do know that when you are, to answer your question, when you are starting off as your personal, you need to have an LLC that's strictly related to your Airbnb business. Your income and your revenue and expenses from your Airbnb business only needs to run out of that account.
Okay, so I get what you're saying. You're just saying set up your LLC and get you a business card and a business credit card.
Exactly, and that is how you'll start building your business credit. I don't know the way Herman did it exactly. Like I said, I kind of outsourced that, so I'm not an expert in that area, but I will definitely provide y'all with this information. He's great. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. If the unit has a washer and dryer, will you do the laundry there or a different place? So Tiara, because of the volume of units I have to do laundry like 3 times a week at the laundromat. But if you guys are having like 1 or 2 units, you can definitely do the laundry at the unit. That's how I did when I first started. I was doing the laundry at the apartment. When I had my first one, I would just do it there and then I would put it back on and just go on about my day. But now it got to the point where if I got 10 checkouts, right, or 11 checkouts or 12 checkouts, and I got 8 check-ins, I don't have time to sit there and wash. I just provide clean linen for the units that are dirty, and then take the dirty linen with us. Okay. All right, so canceling bookings, y'all, huge no-no. If this is not the worst no-no on this list, it is the worst no-no that you do not want to do. Canceling your guests through Airbnb is just, yikes. So Airbnb will literally shut down your profile, y'all. They will shut down your profile if you start canceling bookings too often. It almost makes them look like it gives them a bad reputation. Like, yeah, I had a cancellation through Airbnb. Right? So our biggest competition is the hotels. Guess what? Hotels are brick and mortars. Like they're standing, they have employees at the front desk that these guests can walk up to and just book a room and walk into the room. Airbnb is a little bit different. We don't run that way. So we have to keep our reputation at what it needs to be. The corporation does. So with that being said, Airbnb, like they will literally shut down your whole entire profile if they see you canceling too often, especially after an instant book. So with an instant book, right? You have like I said, with the instant book, your guests do not have to send your request. All they do is instantly book. They just look at your profile, and then there's a button under that says book, and they don't have to send a request to you. Meaning they have a immediate confirmation to come to your unit, to get a confirmation for your unit, right? So if they book through instant booking and you cancel them, it will literally drop you down in the algorithm. Not only that, your superhost status. So when it comes to being a superhost status, right? To be a superhost, you only can have 1 cancellation within 365 days. So you're literally on pins and needles. 1 cancellation, y'all, within the whole year. The goal when it comes to being an Airbnb host is to become a super host. You get more than one cancellation, that's penalized. No more super host status for a whole year. So you got to be careful with canceling bookings. That's just a really, really big no-no. Just try to make the best of whatever the situation is. I know COVID is here right now, and there's just been a lot of cancellations that Airbnb hosts has been getting. So the guests canceling do not count against you. But you canceling on the guests, whether it's due to maintenance issues, whether it's due to you had a family emergency, you got to go out of town, personal reasons, things like that, is considered a penalized cancellation on your behalf as a host. All right. Kiana, you can just message me privately or DM me or something, and we can get that set up for you. So it's best to start with the LLC offline. Yep, that's exactly right. Yep, it's best to start with the LLC off. If you plan on scaling, yes. I don't want y'all to get tied up into, I can't start my Airbnb until I get an LLC. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you are looking to scale and acquire more units and eventually do the corporate housing way, then yes, you will need to eventually get an LLC. Okay. Yeah, you want to separate your business from your personal money. Making cash transactions. So for whatever reason, you have some hosts who like to charge guests extra, whether it's for extra linen, extra towels. The guests have, the hosts have its own, you can make your own rules as a host. So if you choose to charge a guest more money, that's up to you. But you have to make sure that when they pay you, that it goes to the Airbnb app. It cannot be through cash. Airbnb will literally, like the trust and safety team, they have a whole team who looks into things like this. And if they find out, if a guest ends up telling them and they find out, they will shut down your profile. I don't know why they're so strict about it, but they are. So making cash transactions is also no. Not having basic amenities. So remember we talked about having tissue, paper towels, your shower amenities like soap, shampoo, conditioner, things like that. You want to make sure that you have that. It's a must. You're not going to a hotel and they're not providing you towels, or you don't see soap or shampoo or conditioner. You always going to see that stuff at a hotel. So it should always be available at your unit. Always. Somebody said you should just start with the window. It's up to you, Rap. It depends on your startup capital. If you want to start with a 2-2, you can. If you want to start with the 1, you can. It's up to you. I do know that 1-bedrooms get booked more, but 2-bedrooms make more money than 1s because you can charge more night. So it's risky either way. But it's all about your startup capital. Would you suggest breaking up units between different profiles for rent? No, Kenny, no. You want to show Airbnb that you're an established host. Not only that, when you talk about separating the bookings, you only can have. You got to be able to keep up with communication. So you only can have one Airbnb app, and you only can be logged into one profile. So if you being logged into that one profile, only that one profile you're going to get communication from. You're not going to get communication from no other profile. But that other profile that you do have set up, you don't know when those guests are contacting you. So you don't want to do that. Just do.
I have a question.
Superhost status.
Sorry.
You're good.
So as far as like soap and stuff of that nature, shampoo, conditioner, that type of thing, do you suggest putting in like a soap dispenser, like the ones that are at some hotels?
Yes, ma'am. For the hand soap, yes, but not for the bathing soap. The bathing soap needs to be in like a travel size little thing. It could be a bar or the liquid. But for the hand soap, yes, definitely can use a soap dispenser.
Because I was thinking like with the bar soap, how everybody mostly use bar soaps, but like for an Airbnb and hotels and stuff, they do the little small ones, not the huge ones like Dove or anything like that, because it's nasty. You know what I mean? Like to keep, So I was just thinking, is it better to put it in like the soap dispensers? Because I know some hotels have reverted to doing soap dispensers in the showers.
No, so I'm not gonna say no to that, but I just prefer each guest having their own travel size amenity, because that's the same thing. All it is just in a soap dispenser. It's the same thing as if you use a big bottle of Tresemme shampoo. You do not want to provide anything that's not travel size in your unit at all whatsoever. whether that's soap, lotion. You don't want to do a lotion that one guest can use, the next guest can use, and okay, cool, this will last me for 3 months, so I need to get this. No. Not even due to COVID, that is just the industry period, because you don't know, some of these guests be crazy. Imagine you got a shampoo bottle in there, and you'll be surprised things like this do happen. If you had a shampoo bottle of Tresemme, right, and you might have a guest that came in and they might have put Nair in it. Now you're gonna wash your hair with the same shampoo bottle that the last guest used, and then you're gonna be bald head. So those are the kind of things that I say, you just never know. These people are complete strangers. You don't know them. I don't know them. You as a host, all you can do is screen the way you want to screen. But it's not safe. It's not sanitary. And I just suggest when you talk about the soap dispensers, that's up to you. I don't extra issues. You got me?
Yeah, it broke up a little bit, but yeah, I heard you.
Okay. How do you charge 99 to over 100 in a market where something? So that means, Julian, you need to start at that price. That means you will have to start at that price. You can only charge that much if you make your listing different from theirs. What makes yours different to where someone would pay over, would pay 99 or 100 versus 70 or 80? What makes it that appealing to where you feel like they will pay that? You gotta think about the advantages of your listing to where you can charge that much over those over your competition. Do you have a preference on apartments or actual houses? I actually don't, Alexis. I have both. So each one serves its own purpose. So apartments are more so for people who are coming alone, or maybe couples, weekend getaways. You have houses for families. So I don't have a preference. I have both because I like to appeal to both. There's money in both areas. How many rows of tissue trash bags? So typically for a regular reservation, which is 1 or 2 nights, I leave one tissue on the roll, and I leave 2 up under the cabinet. And trash bags, I leave 1 inside the trash can, and then up under the trash can, like, you know how some of the trash cans you can pull the actual trash can out, or if you pull the trash bag out, the bottom of the trash can, I'll leave like 5 or 6 trash bags down there. And that's good for housekeeping too, and for your guests. So if your guests need to take out the trash, you're not having to leave a whole box of trash bags. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. Oh wait, somebody said screening. So when it comes to screening, I just make sure that each guest has, so there's 4 different things, and you guys can write this down. A profile photo, email address, government ID, and phone number. So phone number, profile photo, email address, and government ID. Those are my 4 screening things. And each guest needs to have all 4 of those things in order to book my units. That is how I screen. One more time. Government ID, profile picture, email address, phone number. What you screen potential guests, what are some red flags that you look for? If they don't have those 4 things and bad reviews. Oh, another thing is I do not accept reservations, but that's just my personal preference. I don't do local guests because it's almost like, what are you doing at my apartment that you can't do at your own? I accept them upon my discretion because I do have like anniversaries and couples who like to do weekend getaways. But again, you would just have to make sure that you screen properly and ask the proper questions before you accept them.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
When you make your listing, do you put I may have answered this already. Do you put your listing in someone else's name? This way the leasing office doesn't be like, oh, that's Alexa. She's not supposed to be.
It's something about business. But if you feel like you have to go that route, then yeah.
Wait, you were picking up. I didn't hear what the first part you said.
So mine is under my business, so it's not my personal name anyway. But if you feel like you have to go that route to where you don't want them to see your name, then yeah, you can use another name. It doesn't have to be your real name. When you originally sign up, it does, but you can go in and change it if you need to.
I've got a question.
I'm listening.
Yeah, how do you decide the pricing on your listing?
You have to look at your competition. You got to think about the size and the location too. Mm-hmm. So what are other people charging? how big is it,
Mm-hmm.
and the location.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Others chat.
Question.
Okay, I'm gonna answer a few more.
So I know that you said you do screenings, but are you allowed to do screenings and have instant booking on, or you have to take off the instant booking in order to screen?
Okay, so when it comes to instant booking, the guests can only instant book if they have all 4 of those things uploaded. You got me?
Okay.
So the screening gets cut out. So you can instantly book my place if you meet my requirements to book.
Okay, so basically, like you can set your requirements, and if they meet, then they can instantly book.
Yes, ma'am. That's right. Okay, so let's keep going. So I'm gonna get off track, y'all. Okay, so not leaving personal space. So just because these guests are staying in your personal space, guys, do not mean that you can. Once you turn over those keys to those guests, the space is theirs. It doesn't give you the leverage to go in just because it's yours, especially if you don't have to. So this one and this slide right here, not entering guest rooms. So Airbnb has it to where you can rent an entire place, or you can do a private or shared room. So with the private or shared room, you might have like a 5-bedroom house, right? And you might rent out 3 of the bedrooms. Those are private rooms. Each bedroom you can put on Airbnb for a different price and make money off each different one. As in that house, you as a host cannot enter that room once you turn over the keys to that guest. Airbnb will shut down your profile. That will shut down your profile. And then with not leaving personal space, you can't, basically you just can't go into their space after you've already given the keys over to them. You can't do it. You gotta give them their personal space until they're part of your unit or checked out. Okay. Okay, hold on. So, hold on. The PowerPoint, right? Hold on, let me answer this question. Yeah, sure. Cool. Someone said, hold on, I'm going to pull back up the PowerPoint. So you don't have instant booking? Okay, wait. How do you feel about doorbell ring or interior camera? So the doorbell ring on the outside is cool. On the inside, no. I am not for the cameras on the inside of the apartment. That is a complete violation of someone's privacy. I don't know why hosts do that. Like, I can see who's coming into my unit already. I don't need to see what you're doing on the inside. That's just a violation. If someone wants to walk through the kitchen naked, they should be able to do that without you looking at them. Just no. I just don't suggest that. For the person that asked, Bernice, how do you get your job? So that would just depend on like how your property is set up. If some properties are self-check-in, some are not. For me, I have a property manager, so for my units that are not self-check-in, Jackson will meet the guests. And for those that are self-check-in, they can just check in with the keypad. All right, so let's go to the PowerPoint. Almost done, y'all. Okay, so having bugs, insects. So honestly, one of my units do have a bug problem. I will be transparent there. But we bug spray every 2 weeks. I think, is that 2 weeks? We bug spray often to keep the bugs away. So if you did not treat the bug problem, that is where the critical mistake will come in at. You want to make sure that you treat bugs if your unit has them. I know some properties, the way that they're built and what they're built on, you just cannot control. You can't control where the bugs come or how they come. You can't control it. But if you know that it's a problem, then you need to make sure you treat it. Okay. Right. Providing a dirty space. So this comes with housekeeping. I talk to you guys often about housekeeping. It's a huge part of my business, essential. It's going to be a huge part of yours as well. You have to make sure that your unit is clean. Nobody wants to check into a dirty unit, or if it's halfway clean, it needs to be clean properly. It needs to be clean the way it needs to be clean, as if it was your home, if you were cleaning your own home. Okay, so you just do not want to provide a dirty space. Airbnb will give a guest a full refund for that, and you're going to be out of money just for not making sure the apartment was clean. Being mean to your guests. So the reason why I put this here is because you have people that are traveling in and out, y'all. These people, some people have been on the plane all day just to get to the Airbnb, and they don't want to have issues when they arrive, or they just want to get in the room and get comfortable. You get those corporate guys who leave their wives and they were arguing with their wives before they left home to go to work, had to hop on a plane and they still stressed out, so they're gonna come take it out on you. I get all those kind of issues. Okay, like we get so many calls from guests complain about anything. I had a guest today. I'm on the plane and Jackson texts me and she's like, the guest checked out at 4204 because there was the pine tar from the housekeeping mopping the floor. She said it was too strong. Like, if the floor wasn't clean, she would have been upset. But being that the floor, y'all, it could just be anything. So I just say, just keep the business, just stay hospitable, stay positive. Understand that people are traveling by the time they get to your unit. So they might be frustrated or stressed out by whatever issues they might have that might not have nothing to do with you as a host. Just keep it hospitable. Okay. And that's the end of the presentation. I'm going to answer a few of your other questions before we head out. I know it's late. We had a lot of technical difficulties, and I really apologize, y'all. I've never had that many difficulties in a webinar before.
I got a quick question real fast.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm sorry, bro.
In the chat. So let me answer this first. Hold on a minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look forward to meeting again.
So when it comes to screening questions, the only time I ask questions is pretty much if they're a local, like what's the reason for their stay. Other than that, if they provide the 4 things that I stated, then they can instant book. Could you provide some examples? Yeah, so I just answered that. Y'all gotta listen. If people are only booking weekends, how do you make profit during COVID? If rent is $1,300 and you only book 13 weekend days, I don't understand your question, Julian. What's the mile radius you would suggest in the nearest city? Are you saying like how far away should your unit be from the city, the center of the city? Is that what you're asking, Albert? If that's what you're asking, it doesn't have to be near the city. So I know in Atlanta, we have a lot of booming spots near the airport, and that's about 15 or 20 minutes away from the city. And then you have some booming spots that are directly in the city. You have some in Buckhead of Atlanta, which is about 10 minutes away from the city. So I don't really have a suggestion there. Do you only do entire homes, or do you? No, I only do entire homes, Latoya. I don't do the rooms and the private spaces. I don't do that.
Hey, Alexia, this is Julian. I just want to clarify.
Hey, okay.
So I was just asking, so like you said during COVID, people are only booking weekends. So like, let's say there's like 12 weekend days in a month. How do you actually make a profit if you're booking like, let's say $100 a night?
So you won't. So that one of these months, I did not profit at one of my units because it was only booked on the weekends. It wasn't booked at the weekend.
Okay.
But see, my boyfriend has a 2-2. So he was only booked, that's the one I was telling you guys about. He was booked every weekend only, and he still did $4,500. And that was because I had his unit listed at the price it needed to be listed at in order for him to at least make rent, which was at $210. It was at $210 a night, and then housekeeping is $125 for a 2-2 average. Okay. Okay, so I know a host. I worked and she had a camera in her kitchen for other Airbnb. I don't know why people do that. That is so weird. I don't like properties like that, but they have to tell you before you book that there's a camera in the unit and where it's located. So if you know that you are uncomfortable in that area, then make sure you read the listing description.
I have a question.
Okay. Let me finish answering these people that asked me in the chat really quick.
Okay.
Jesus.
Do you have a good relationship with maintenance? Do you use your own maintenance? I have my own maintenance. He's on site 24/7. So, like one of my units, the toilet handle broke, and I had to check, and I was coming at 3. At this point, it was like 1 o'clock. I had to call him immediately. When you put a request with these apartment buildings, they take 3 to 4 days to come, And if that was the case, I would have had to cancel a reservation. So that is why I end up having to get my own maintenance guy. You guys can just DM me your emails for the recording. Just DM me your emails. No, actually, email me. I'm gonna put my email in here. Email me. Email me your email so that I can respond with the recording. Okay. I don't know any property management teams in Philly, Tiana, but I do have a few clients up there that I can link you with. If I lease a condo in Atlanta, even though I live in Philly, if I attend the
Tell some
one-on-one,
girls
we
come help
offer
you pack,
property
man.
management.
They don't want to be in
If I lease a condo in Atlanta,
spot when
even
you
though I
get
live
it.
in
You
Philly,
always help you
if I
do
attend the one-on-one, yes. If you attend if you join the one-on-one program, you
don't
can.
Tell them, don't be a part of the
management.
process. Don't be part of the outcome. Be a part of the process.
Give me a minute.
So what? So what did? You said what? My elite spot? You probably fucking new man right now. New man. Yeah, hopefully I can get. I'm gonna start going to the hall this week. I took my physical and everything Thursday, and my shots Friday. So I'm hoping I can get everything done. Hopefully by this week and just find something. I want to find cause the one that little squirty nigga A. Lee, the little guy's dude name short dude, kind of annoying. He works in the store department. Might have been an essay on his shit or something. Hubert, whatever his name is Hubert or some shit like that. His name's not important. You know? Yeah, but I think he's finally got his chief cook now. I think he's on his ship, and his ship is like it goes from Texas to Florida. And that's it.
Someone said, I know you're big on systems. Do you think
Miami and
having systems is important? Yes, systems are really, really important, and that is why I wasn't successful when I first started. Is because I did not have the necessary systems in place. Automated systems like housekeeping. If your unit is able to do self-check-in, those kind of systems are really, really important, especially housekeeping. Housekeeping is the biggest system. And honestly, I cannot give too many tips on that because I'm still learning housekeeping myself. My boyfriend runs the housekeeping side of the business, so I don't even, I'm there in the field, but the systems are, all right, can you discuss fees, cleaning, smoking? So cleaning fees really, really heavily just depends on how big your unit is, number one.
The whole time.
So for a 1-1, it's typically 85 to 90. For a 2-2, it's typically 125 to 135. No, 115 to 125. Smoking, I charge $250 for each smoking incident, each smoking claim I got to pay. If you have a family member or a friend that wants to book one of your units, but they want to book directly with you, if I trust them, yeah, Alexis, I'll let them book with me, and then I'll just block it off on my calendar.
You got to stay like that for about a week or two.
It just depends. If you trust them, then they can pay you in cash, and you just block it off on your calendar. The Sandy Spring area is pretty lit. They have a lot of really, really beautiful homes out there in Sandy Springs. I think she's a weirdo. Vanita, once the meet and greet slots are gone, that's it. There's only 20 there's only 13 left. So, like I said, you guys kind of got we'll get first grab to the meet and greet. So after that, that's it.
Her email address. I don't need it.
I don't know how much payroll is for the maintenance guy. My boyfriend pays him. Does anybody in Philly want a partner? Yeah, you guys definitely need to network and connect because a lot of you live in the same cities. Some of you might work full time. Some of y'all might be able to start your own property management company for clients that are out. Like in your cities, I know Philly, somebody's looking for a property manager, but somebody might be full time. Somebody might be full time, like they got a full schedule. So, you guys connect. All apartments require different requirements for you to get in. Yep. in Wright Paris. You're Wright Paris. Long Beach area, Long Beach. I haven't looked into the Long Beach area, Carmel. I'm really not too sure of Long Beach, but I can look into it for you. Excuse me. James is in Las Vegas. For those of you who are in Vegas, LA, Dallas, you guys connect. So, like I said, send me. Yes, it was so listen, y'all. The webinar was really choppy. So I have actually. So this is what I'll do. For those of y'all that stayed, right? I have a webinar that I give that I give only to my one-on-one clients. I will send you guys that webinar if this one is too choppy. That webinar is really, really lit. Like it's to the T. It's amazing. So I will send you guys that webinar because we did have a lot of issues with this webinar. I've never had this many issues before. And for those of you who didn't see my Instagram, I had no clue I was going out of town until yesterday or day before. Thanks to my boyfriend. I had no clue I was going out of town. So that's why I kind of was having some issues when I arrived. And then when I got to LA, it was 3 o'clock here, but it was already 6 o'clock in Atlanta. So I only had an hour after I landed to get settled. I still had to it was a mess. So I really apologize, but I'll definitely send you guys that webinar. I won't even send you this one. I'll send you the one that I sent to my one-on-one clients. But so email me. My email is team@mastering. Airbnb.com. And then in that webinar too, he goes into detail about housekeeping. So you guys will get a lot of more pointers too in that webinar. So you guys got information from this one and then take some information from that one and run with it and use it. So let me discuss the meet and greet, the course, and the one-on-one. So the course is going to be releasing, guys, mid-November. The course is going to talk about everything you need to know to start this business. The course is on pre-sale. Like I told y'all, I wasn't opening it up until my webinar was done. So now that the webinar is complete, you guys do have access to get the course for pre-order. It's going to be released the second week of November. I believe it's going to be the 13th. I haven't set a date yet set in stone. That's the course. It's going to be $1,550 for pre-order until it releases. And then when it releases, it'll be $2,000, right? Then you have the meet and greet. The meet and greet I'll only be doing once every quarter. So 4 times a year, I'll be doing the meet and greet. The next one is going to be February 21st, right? The meet and greet is basically, the meet and greet will include the course. So you will get the course for free in the meet and greet. With the meet and greet, you guys have to come to Atlanta. I'm going to take you to my top 5 properties. I also rent a mansion. The mansion is beautiful. We'll do the presentation at the mansion, and then we'll answer questions, whatever you guys will need to know specifically about your units. You guys will we'll be riding around in a Sprinter to the different places. We'll have dinner. If you guys looked at my last post, you guys will see like how the meet and greet went, and then I have another post on my page as well about my first meet and greet that I had. So you guys can see exactly how the meet and greet goes. The meet and greet it's a lot of information. We'll talk about property management. You guys will be able to talk to my whole entire team. My maintenance guy, you guys will be able to see and talk to him. My property manager, she's going to tell you exactly what she does. We'll go over my storage so that you guys are able to see exactly how I do inventory. You guys will talk to my boyfriend about housekeeping. Any questions that you guys have in regard to this business, you will get all the information you need at the meeting. Okay. Thank you. One more. And then so once the course releases, the one-on-ones will be $5,000. So what I was doing before the meet and greets were one-on-ones, which is $2,000. So then my course came into play, and then I started doing the meet and greets for $35,000. Now, in order to have access to me, the one-on-ones are $5,000, and that's me walking you through step by step on getting your unit. Okay, so I hope you guys understood that. I kind of pretty much broke it down, right? Is the course separate from what, Joshua? No, there's not a. Okay, team at Master. That's my email.
I have a question.
Sure.
Hey, okay, the link to the one-on-ones, will that be on your website, or how soon of an advance will you let people know of, because I'm sure it's going to be limited spots for the one-on-ones. How soon of an advance will you let people know, and then where will we be able to find it to purchase it?
So once my course releases, my website will be up, and then the one-on-ones will be on my website. So I'll make a mass announcement on my Instagram about when the one-on-ones are going to be releasing. They will be releasing like probably I'll set a date like December 1. I'm not really sure yet. Tricia, just let me finish my course. I'm really heavily focused on my course right now. I really don't want to do any more one-on-ones once my course releases, but
oh no, I can wait. I just wanted to make sure I don't miss it.
I'll just turn on your post notifications, and I'll make sure I make an announcement for you guys to know when the one-on-ones will be back open.
Okay, but mainly just it'll probably be towards the end of this year or early next year, most likely. Perfect. Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. April, if you want to pay for the course now, just look at my I don't have my business phone. I did not bring it. Just DM me, April. DM me with your name and that you're ready to pay for the course. Can I do the one-on-one only, or do I have to purchase the others first? Purchase what first, E? You can do the one-on-one only, but right now, so the only way to get in the one-on-one right now is through the meet and greet. If you guys are paying the $3,500 for the meet and greet in February, even if you decide, I don't want all the extra social stuff, I don't want to come, it's still $3,500.
I have a question about one of your interviews that you did.
Okay.
I watched them. It was with these guys who do investment learning on YouTube. I can't think of their names. It was two young Black guys about it. Yeah, and I watched it and I was very intrigued because in there you were very thorough, but you mentioned that these apartment places don't allow you. Some of them don't allow you to do the subleasing, like it's in the lease that they don't allow it, but they don't care. So what I've always been curious was, have you personally run into an issue, like probably earlier in the game when you were just doing it underneath your name, where the apartment complex found you at fault of violating that short-term lease agreement that was between
you? You're saying
right?
About one of the apartments?
I didn't hear you. What you said?
Are you saying have I ever been caught by one of the apartments?
Yes.
No. I've never, the places I've been in for a minute, and I'm kind of plugged in with them. So even with my one-on-one program, like my clients are pretty much plugged in because I am. So like when it comes to these leasing offers, y'all, these people are not going to deny y'all. Like they need the occupancy. So they can say all day, I'm not telling y'all go do it. I'm just telling y'all it's being done.
Right.
These leasing offices, like they need y'all in there. A lot of these buildings that have Airbnb in it, it's a lot of them in the buildings, especially here in Atlanta. So it's almost like if these people doing it, it's all about how you do it. Making sure that people don't go to the leasing office, making sure that you are there on time, making sure you communicated properly, and just staying low key if you decide to go that route.
Okay, right? Cool, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I kind of have a similar question. I was just wondering, so what do you include in the original ask to these property managers? I know you just said you was like plugged in with them, but what type of incentives are you offering to get them to agree to the short-term lease?
I'm not offering them anything. Mine are under my business. But when it comes to like you guys going to the leasing office, I'm not discussing that in my webinar. That is strictly for my one-on-one clients. I'm not discussing self-leasing or master leasing. All right. Will you teach on property management webinar or course? Yes. So the meet and greet discusses property management for sure. You will actually be able to talk directly to my property manager. You'll be able to see like my storage and how we manage inventory. All that has to do with property management. Questions? If I do sign up for the meet and greet, do you have to pay full prices for one-on-one? So once you do the meet and greet, the course is included. Once you sign up for the meet and greet, you pretty much get to ask me the question that you need. I'm just not walking you through the process. That walkthrough process won't be available until my course releases. Will the course include the list of apartments? No. No, so, the course will not include a list of apartments.
All right, just to clarify my question, it's I know that the one-on-ones would be next year at some point. So if I paid for the meet and greet, and then I want to sign up for the one-on-one, will I then pay $5,000 at that point in the next year? whenever it opens up?
I didn't say that the one-on-ones will be next year, y'all. I just said that after my course releases. So it might, I'm really probably gonna shoot for like December 1. It won't be like February or March, like when my meeting read is.
Oh, okay. That's clear.
So if you guys do.
I just want the one-on-one, obviously, that's why I'm asking. But if I have to go through the meet and greet first, then I understand.
So the meet and greet is just as soon as, it's as soon as, it's just, the thing is, y'all, I really wasn't doing any more one-on-ones. Like after my course releases, is literally like everything you guys need to know. Like I worked so hard to put my course together for that reason. The one-on-ones are extremely time-consuming, extremely time-consuming, especially with the clients that I already have. So we'll figure it out.
Okay, because it's more so for the property management benefit than anything, right? I just and that's it. So that's really the benefit for me.
Okay, I got you, Mario. So just shoot me a DM. Just shoot me a DM. For those of you who are inquiring about the one-on-one, just shoot me a DM because a part of me is like I want to be available, but a part of me is like I don't want to be. And I'm just being transparent with y'all. Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
If you do the meet and greet, is the property management, could you only get your property management if you do the one-on-one? Like, could you still pay for it, the $400 a month, if you do the meet and greet? If you wanted to do it out of town?
Well, actually,
I'm sorry?
Okay, one more time. I didn't understand your question.
Like you said, the only way to get your property management is through the one-on-one?
Correct. Yep. Well, yeah. So meet and greet, or the meet and greet. Yeah. So guys, the meet and greet right now is taking place of the one-on-one. Like I don't want y'all to get too caught up in the one-on-one. Right now, my big goal is my course. The meet and greet is not until February 21st, 2021. Mm-hmm. So those of you who attend the meet and greet, you guys will be able to get property management. Is that what you guys are asking? I think that's where.
Yeah, because I live in a different state and I wanted to do it in a different state, but I was worried about the property management.
Yeah, so so for my meet and greet students they do have access to property management. Yes, they do.
Okay, thank you.
It's just people who don't go through my program who like go to the Airbnb by themselves and try to come back to me and get property management. It's like that's why I said that. I didn't mean to confuse y'all with like, oh, if you buy the course, you can't get property management, or if you do the one-on-one. I didn't mean to confuse y'all in that area.
Okay, thank you.
Outsiders who do not purchase my program, who don't join my program, they cannot do property management. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's the only reason I was going to do the one-on-one, to do the property management.
I got you. Mario just said the same thing, so I apologize.
Okay.
So the meet and greet, and then an additional. Okay, so I think that's what I just missed. I can send you guys a video. I am out of town right now. I can send you guys a video Thursday. Just send me your emails, and I could probably just send them throughout the day. Just send me your emails. How soon will you? Okay, you said you have. Yes, in order to So the meet and greet right now is what my one-on-one program is. So you have to attend the meet and greet. And even if you decide you don't make it, some people be like, hey, I don't want to come. I just want to do the one-on-one. It's still $3,500. So just to make that clear. So listen, so let me ask y'all, when y'all keep saying, I just want the one-on-one, what is it that you guys are wanting? I'm confused. Y'all are confusing me. I don't understand what you guys need. So like, are y'all wanting to have access? Do y'all just not want the course and y'all just want to talk to me? Or do y'all want property management? What's y'all concerns here?
You.
Everybody. Okay, let's Latoya, what's the concern? And then I'm gonna talk to Talisha, and then we're gonna talk to Mario.
So I just want access to you. Like I feel like just a course or something like that. Like I feel like I will have questions, and I won't be able to get them answered. So I would rather you walk me through it step by step. I feel like I need that more than a group of us together and then you just sitting down and talking to me for like 30 minutes after the meet and greet.
I got you. Okay, yeah. So in that case, that is the one-on-one that's $5,000. You got me, Latoya?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so the meet and greet doesn't work for you, and the course doesn't work for you. So the one-on-one that you're talking about is what I was saying is going to be $5,000.
Okay.
You got me?
Yeah, thank you.
What's your concern in regards to the meet and greet and the one-on-one?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I'm just going to be honest. I'm somebody that definitely has to have somebody working with me when it comes to certain things. I learn better by having one-on-one time with somebody and to get things done.
Okay, I see. I'm the same way. I'm a learner like that too. Like I need to talk directly to the person. So you guys are wanting to have access to me, and that's what I've been trying to get away from, which is why I went up on the one-on-one program. I went from the 35 to the 5,000 was my course releases, because it makes no sense for me to put all this time into my course and it still be I still got to talk to everybody. That makes no sense whatsoever. It's not business. So like I said, with the course, for those of you who can learn through the course will be available. With the meet and greet, you guys will be able to come and meet me. The same with the meet and greet is a group of people. And then you get to the one-on-one is just me and you. So with the one-on-one, if that is how you learn, where it's just me and you, then yes, it'll be $5,000. The same thing I told Latoya.
I know that you said. So I know that you said that it's a lot of work doing one-on-one, and trust me, I understand. What if you just limit it to a certain amount of people so that you won't, it won't get crazy?
It will. Once the price that it's at is going to be limited to a certain amount of people. People are not just dropping 5 bands on a one-on-one.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be limited anyway. That's why I went up on the price. 2,000 is, people can. That's I'm not gonna say that's easy, but when you talk about an investment, the people are willing to pay out 2,000 before they pay out 5. So
yeah, I agree.
A lot of people anyway.
I agree.
Yes.
Hey, I had a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm listening, Tanisha.
Okay, so the course and the one-on-one, the material is the same. Only thing different is I'm just with you by myself. Is that right?
Wait, I couldn't hear you. It broke up.
Okay, so if I do a meet and greet or a one-on-one, the only difference is I'm one-on-one with you or I'm with everybody else. Is that correct? The material is all the same.
Hold on. Your phone is breaking up.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so with the meet and greet and with the one-on-one, the material is all the same. Only difference is I'm by myself with you or with a group of people. Is that right?
Yes, that's true. So yes,
okay, I'm just making sure because I'm getting confused. Okay.
Yeah, so also with the one-on-one, whatever city you guys are acquiring in, with the meet and greet, I won't assist you directly with like finding a particular property. The one-on-one, I'm gonna assist you with finding a particular property. Here in Atlanta, I have a list of places that I'll provide to my one-on-one clients that I was doing before. So I have a list of places I will provide to you guys. I will walk you through the process of you getting your LLC and you getting your business account set up, you getting your EIN, you getting you're setting up your profile on Airbnb. I will list your unit myself. Everything like I also will be a co-host. So for those of you also who do the meet and greet, who decide to do property management, I'll be your co-host for 2 weeks.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
The same with the one-on-one. So the one-on-one is you won't have to worry about like nothing, pretty much. Like I'm going to be there with you. I'll be there with you every step of the way. Versus with the meet and greet and the course, it's kind of like, okay, here's the information, and you have to take it and you have to apply it. Like there's no like, let me call Lexia to see what she thinks.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
But it's definitely the same information. Yes.
Lexi, sorry, real quick. And if we do purchase the one-on-one, and if say we're in the area, would we be able to like talk one-on-one in person, like if we do lunch or anything like that, or is it like over the phone, or how would that work?
Yeah, we can set up a time to meet. I typically with my one-on-one clients who come in Atlanta, I have to meet them anyway because we have to I have to meet them to get their keys once they acquire their unit, or doing the walkthrough of their unit. So we have to meet at some point in time anyway. So
okay,
definitely. I have to do it anyway, especially here in Atlanta.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, I had a real quick question.
Hey.
Once you have like your one-on-one and everything set up, or if someone wants to go that route for the property management piece, is that exclusive to Atlanta, or does your property management team kind of step out of the state?
No, it's only for Atlanta. It's only for Atlanta.
Gotcha.
It's only for Atlanta.
Thanks.
Okay.
So essentially, Alexia, if you're pretty self-sufficient, like the 101, I mean, not the 101, the course should be enough.
Yeah, if you feel like you don't need me, the course will be enough.
Okay, because you put everything in there.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yes, Mandy, I will be doing a Facebook group and a meeting room call, of course. The students.
And just to be, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Okay.
And just to be clear, if you wanted property management, the only way you can go about that is taking the course.
No, the meet and greet.
The meet and greet, I mean.
Or the 101.
The 101 or the meet and greet. It's the only way to obtain property management.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so, all right, so somebody, it's the 101 for me. It's the 101 for me times 2. I don't sell anything outside of my program separately. So I don't sell my list of places separately. So I don't do that. A lot of people ask me that, and I just leave everything in exclusive for my clients. Okay.
Alexia?
Yes.
My question about the property management teachings was not like y'all doing it for us, but you know how you're doing a webinar for us now? Would that be something?
Yeah, so you would, at the meet and greet, like you will get to ask specific questions about like how to run your property management. Like first of all, you have to get properties under property management. So whatever questions you might have in regard to like, okay, what do I do? You'll be able to ask Jasmine and she'll answer them for you. Whether that, okay, when it comes to like, how do I start property management? You have to get properties first.
Right, because that's what I was saying. My original goal was like to help other people. Like I can tell them what they got to do to start their Airbnb, and then I can run it for them. I can do their guest relations.
So that's exactly how I started. So first, you got to learn. You got to get used to it, and on them, and then you can start property management, because that's exactly how I started. Started with my own, and then I started teaching other people, and I started managing the people I was teaching. And that's why my program is set up like that. I only manage for the people, for my one-on-one clients, for the people that I teach.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alexia, I have one.
No, go ahead.
So for the course, right? So you, within the course, you'll show us how to approach a unit, get possession of it to list it as an Airbnb?
Yep, exactly. With the 101. With the 101.
I'm familiar with the course. With the course,
what I'll be discussing is I will show you. So it won't be step by step. I will go over master leasing in the course. I will go over subleasing in the course, and I'll go over corporate housing in the course. Okay. Yeah. So you won't have to be like, oh, let me go search on Google. No, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know right there in the course.
Okay.
Got me?
All right.
Somebody else is asking something. And you guys, I'm pretty much free. I know it's 10:30 there. It's only, is it 7:30? It's 10:30 there. It's only 7:30 where I am. So I'm just pretty much answering your questions. So you guys are free to depart. However, if you guys are done asking me questions, I'm pretty much done with my presentation. I'm just here to answer your questions. Someone was talking.
Yes. So I know originally you were saying with the meet and greet, we'd be looking at like $7,000 for startup and everything. So we're doing the 101 where you're saying that it's $5,000. We'd be looking at more like the $8,000 to $9,000 budget.
Oh no! So when I said that number, my fee doesn't include anything that I said the budget is for the unit. So if it's $7K, that doesn't include my $35,450. That is okay. For your rent, your app fee, your admin fee, your deposit, all of your furniture, your basic amenities in bulk, everything you need for check-in.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Riley. All right. You guys have any more questions for me? If you guys are ready to purchase the course or the meet and greet, just feel free to shoot me a DM. My Instagram is @_Alexia Wright. Or shoot me an email at the team at @MasterAirbnb. Hold on, I'm gonna follow that.
So once we purchase the one-on-one, whenever that's ready to get started, we'd have access to, not trying to say that I'm going to stalk you or anything, but would we get your cell phone number, to reach out to you during the day and things like that?
Yes, absolutely. I normally give my cell phone number out in my webinars, but I am out of town and my phone is at home, so I just don't want to go back home to a bunch of messages.
Yeah.
So, like,
my last question was about COVID. I was looking forward to just you. Do you have like a whole nother part of your listing